If you're a young pharmacist and you're interested in regulatory and policy roles, there are mistakes that quietly could be blocking your entry. Not because you're not smart, but because no one told you how this space actually works. And I want us to go through 5 of these common mistakes that you could be making. And it's important to know them and to know how to avoid them. Mistake number 1, thinking policy is just sitting in office writing documents. Policy is not passive. It is evidence-driven, it is analytical, it is political, it is strategic. So if you think policy is an escape from hard work, you will struggle really, really hard. So this space demands critical thinking, it demands data interpretation, it demands stakeholder engagement, and also it demands patience. So policy is influence, is not comfort. Mistake number 2, ignoring systems thinking. Many pharmacists, they remain clinically narrow. They think in terms of this patient, they think in terms of this prescription, they think in terms of this dosage. Policy professionals, they think in terms of population. They think in terms of supply chains. They think in terms of budgets. They think in terms of legislation. They think in terms of governance structure, before I forget that. So if you don't train your mind to think in systems, you will not thrive in this environment of regulatory and policy. I want you to start thinking, how does this affect whole system, not just the individual case that perhaps you might have encountered or you are thinking about. Mistake number 3, not building policy relevant skills early enough. Not building policy relevant skills early enough. And some young pharmacists wait until graduation to figure it out. But regulation space favor people who show early signals of interest. And that can mean joining professional committees early enough, writing position papers early enough. You're not too young to write positional papers, by the way. Attending stakeholder forums, pursuing public health or policy trainings, or volunteering in governance-related projects. So if your CV only shows clinical rotations, where you went for internship, where you went for what you used to call electives, you are not signaling policy readiness. Mistake number 4, poor writing and communication skills. So policy is written, regulatory work is documented, and advocacy is articulated. So if you cannot write clearly, you cannot summarize complex issues, you cannot construct structured arguments, you will really struggle big time in this space. Policy is not about how much you know. It is about how clearly you can communicate it. How clearly you can communicate that which you know. So as early as now, begin investing in writing. It will separate you from the rest who are looking forward to join that particular space or competing for the same role in regulatory and policy. Mistake number 5, expecting fast visibility and quick promotion. So regulatory and policy careers, they are slow burn careers. What do we mean by that? It's slow growth careers. You don't blow up quickly. You build credibility over time. You gain trust over time. You earn influence over time. This is long-term impact work. So if you're chasing speed and quick recognition, you may become frustrated if this is an area you're considering to get into. But if you're patient, you eventually influence frameworks that affect millions of people. And as I come to a conclusion or a close in this video, I want to leave with a final thought that policy is not for everyone. Policy is not for everyone. But for pharmacists who care about, number 1, systems, pharmacists who care about governance, who care about legislation, who care about quality assurance, who care about public health architecture. So it is one of the most powerful paths you can take. The mistake is not choosing policy. The mistake is entering it unprepared. I hope that this video has opened your eyes to the 5 common mistakes that you can make as a young pharmacist who is aspiring to step into regulatory and policy space. Be prepared, opportunities will open up for you. See you in the next video.